It would not come as a surprise that the consequences of failing to stop the theft problem would result in more larceny. Communities have set up neighborhood watch, padlocked and alarmed their homes to prevent this crime from happening. Although criminals still commit this type of crime with ease, a central solution to the problem could be anything. Watchdogs, cameras, security devices such as alarms, locked doors, barred windows, and the ever so elusive neighborhood watch. To find the best solution would be rather difficult because all of these solutions have been thwarted by criminals. If you look at the grand scale of theft problems, the best solution would be alarms. H.G. Wells' The Time Machine, science fiction short story, a time traveler journeys to the future where he discovers man has devolved and battles against social classes of barbarians and creatures. In the beginning, the time traveler entertains guests with his time machine. The next week he tells his guests he has traveled through time and explains his story. The traveler finds himself in a neo-civilization and quickly adapts to their culture. He saves a girl named Weena from another barbaric class. She later helps him look for his lost machine. He looks through museums and forests to only find it where he left it among the shrubbery. Before he returns to the present, he journeys deeper into the future to find it a dark and desolate place. So, he returns to the present where no one believes his story. He ends up leaving again, probably back to Weena and her tribe, although no indication where the traveler actually went to. It is known that he never to returned. The social interpretation of the time traveler will include his social class, the effects of his work on peers and colleagues, and the shift of power amongst the barbaric tribe. The social class of the time traveler, that of an inventor, all geniuses first known as mad. As the medical man explains, it sounds plausible today, but wait for common sense of the morning. Paragraph 41. The story takes place during the late Victorian age. The Victorian age represents a time of repression, long skirts and long clothes worn by women. Sex or sexuality was rarely discussed, and if it was, it came in the form of the Freudian view of psychoanalysis. In H.G. Wells's world, the time traveler would have to be a man. A woman's status would consist of wife, mother, caretaker of the home, health, children, and roles. Subservience to husband. The traveler saves a woman, Weena, from own culture, another patriarchal idea. The time traveler must rescue her to provide something better. The effects of his work with peers and colleagues are filled with skepticism and doubt. With the exceptions from the young man and the narrator. Like as the young man thought to himself, one might get one's Greek from the lips of Homer and Plato, paragraph 16. The doubts of the medicine man, the mayor, Philby, and the psychologist translate the traveler into assumable idiot. Their questions reveal this in the story and try to corner him with logic, but to no avail. This does not seem to bother the time traveler. As the Victorian age collides with the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, facing the disbelief of his colleagues because of the advent of scientific technology, they also lived in the popular focus consisted of the Freudian view to look within. The elite, satisfied with the status quo, contradicted the traveler's real goal, hoping to find another society completely different from the elitist view. In short, dissatisfied with the present, he has a need to escape the society in which he belongs. The shifts of power with the barbarians begin with the traveler adapting quickly to their culture. As the time traveler stated, I determined to make a resolute attempt to learn the speech of these new men of mine. Clearly that was the next thing to do. As the traveler's learning of the ways of his new-founded subculture, he discovers that he is a scholar, admits children When the traveler tries to teach them fundamental language, he quickly notices their lack of interest, clearly showing him that like frustrated children would come to the traveler with eager cries of astonishment, but then would soon wander away to play with a new toy. The traveler's initial status, a stranger in a strange land, attempted to adapt to the new-founded culture and found himself subjected as the student. His scientific curiosity encouraged his interaction with the foreign society. Assimilation due to his intelligence brought him to that of a teacher. As the status changed, the expectations changed. First, as a visitor, he became somewhat a master and attempted to bring new knowledge to the tribe. In conclusion, the social class of the time traveler would be one of wealth, patriarchal, white, person of prestige. The effects of his work to peers and colleges is that of skepticism. While most of his guests are full of questions of doubt, only a couple tends to believe him with youthful curiosity. The shifts of power between the traveler and that of the tribe he first visits. The traveler initially is the student but later the teacher. Although, this has little effect on the tribe he first encounters because their mind frame is that of children, who would rather play with toys than learn to communicate.